Our Russian opposition politician and one of the top Kremlin critics, Alexei Navalny, went into a coma yesterday after being poisoned. A war of words has broken out over the treatment of the Putin critic. In the latest update, the Siberian hospital has refused to give permission to move Navalny to another health facility, saying that he is unstable and not healthy enough to travel. The chief doctor has also deemed his relatives' desire to move him to another facility insufficient to justify the transfer. And coming to you with live visuals from Omsk, where Alexei Navalny is currently being treated. These are live visuals coming to you on your screens now from outside the hospital where Alexei Navalny is being treated. No, Alexei Navalny is in a coma after a suspected poisoning yesterday. And there is a war of words over the treatment of Alexei Navalny. We know that French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel have both expressed their concern at the situation, calling it very worrying.
По вопросу его транспортировки, я считаю, что вопрос, и не я считаю, а решает это консилиум, он еще пока преждевременен. Необходимо все равно добиться полной стабилизации пациента.
However, his spokeswoman has slammed the move, saying that not moving Navalny to a better health facility poses a risk to the Kremlin critic's life. Now, his press secretary took to Twitter, saying that doctors are not permitting the transfer at the last moment. And she has also accused this decision that was made by Putin's government and alleged that the hospital is simply following the Kremlin's orders. Now, clashing reports are emerging where the deputy head of the hospital has said that no trace of poison was found in Navalny's body. Listen in.
На сегодняшний день из тех исследований, которые были выполнены, ядов не выявлено.
On the other hand, the director of an anti-corruption agency confirmed that poison was found in Navalny's body, and the police have said that the poison is not just harmful for him, but also for everyone around him. Hence, everyone has been asked to wear protective suits. Listen in. Stephen Beardsley, DW correspondent, is joining us live from Berlin for more on this story. Good afternoon to you, Stephen. Thanks for being with us. Now, Germany, we know, is willing to take Navalny. Why then are doctors refusing to transport him?
And right now we've heard that the foreign minister, Heiko Maas, the German foreign minister, has reaffirmed that Germany is willing to take and treat Alexei Navalny. And of course, the French President Emmanuel Macron and Merkel as well, German Chancellor Angela Merkel saying yesterday that they would both be willing to take him, and in the case of France, also offer him asylum. Why he won't be released, as you've mentioned, we're getting different reports out of Omsk, this regional city in Siberia. Doctor is now saying that that Navalny suffered a steep drop in his blood sugar levels. I believe it was something along the lines of a metabolic disorder. Of course, there's tremendous skepticism around that. But we know that Navalny's wife would like him to be moved to Germany, and that there is a flight already at the airport. That was chartered out of Nuremberg from an NGO here called Cinema for Peace. And Cinema for Peace does have experience in these sort of matters. In 2018, it actually treated another Russian dissident who likewise was believed to have been poisoned. It flew him out of the country and treated him here in Berlin at the main hospital here. That's what they're offering to do as well. But right now it looks like doctors are giving mixed signals as to why he can't be moved, saying for some reasons he's legal reasons. So we've heard a lot of different answers.
Right. Stephen, can we say with certainty that Navalny has or has not been poisoned?
Again, there are mixed reports from what we're hearing. The problem with poisoning is you can never say for certainty, especially as some poisons leave the blood system after a certain amount of time. And that's what allies of Navalny are saying, is that they accuse the doctors of stalling, basically buying time until the suspected poison, can leave the blood system. What we do know with relative good certainty is that Kremlin opponents like Navalny are frequently poisoned. We know that going back to 2006, Alexander Litvinenko was poisoned with radiation in the UK. We know that a couple years back, Sergei Skripal, a former spy for Russia, was also poisoned with an agent. Western intelligence agencies have done a lot of work, and they say with good certainty that this is what's going on. And poisoning as a tactic serves several purposes for Russia. In this case, it definitely sends a warning signal to other dissidents, because it's clear that these people weren't killed by accident. At the same time, it's also deniable. There's a large amount of deniability from Russia, which again, it's already voicing very significant denial, saying there's no poisoning here, or he just appears to be ill. But it is more than a coincidence, it would seem, that Kremlin opponents are the ones who are always suffering under poisoning or suspected poisoning.
Absolutely, and the timing is certainly interesting as well. Stephen, stay with us. I just want to bring our viewers up to date with some more information on Navalny, and then I will come back to you for some more analysis. We are continuing our coverage on Kremlin critic Alexei Navalny's alleged poisoning case. French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel have expressed their concern and called the situation worrying. Now, the two leaders also said that France and Germany were ready to give Navalny all necessary medical assistance. An air ambulance sent by a German NGO has already reached Omsk to transport the opposition leader. And Macron has even offered an asylum for Navalny.
Nous sommes évidemment prêts à apporter toute l'assistance nécessaire à Alexandre Navalny, à ses proches, sur le plan sanitaire, sur le plan de l'asile, de la protection, c'est évident. Et là aussi, nous en avons longuement parlé. Bien sûr, là aussi, toute la clarté devra être faite sur les circonstances qui ont conduit à cette situation, et nous serons extrêmement vigilants sur les suites et les enquêtes qui seront menées.
French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Angela Merkel have expressed their concern and have called the situation worrying. The two leaders also said that France and Germany were ready to give Navalny all necessary medical assistance. Alexei Navalny's many people are linking the alleged move by the Kremlin with the ongoing political unrest in neighboring Belarus. Activists in Belarus have also condemned the situation and called it unacceptable on the part of Putin, including Bill Browder, who is a financier and political activist, and he elaborates the same. Listen in.
Well, Putin has hated Navalny ever since Navalny has sort of surfaced as a credible threat to his power. But I think what has provoked this attack right now is the situation in Belarus. In a neighboring country, you have a similar type of dictatorship. Lukashenko has been there for 26 years. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it looks like the Belarusian people are going to kick Lukashenko out. And Putin is watching this, and this is a potentially very lethal situation for Russia.
Right, Stephen, back to you. Just now you touched on the fact that the Kremlin is denying this. What has the political reaction in Europe been?
I think you've covered two of the strongest voices, and that is Macron and Angela Merkel, both saying yesterday in a statement that they were deeply worried by what happened, and of course expressing a willingness to take on Navalny, his medical case, have him treated in their countries, and to even grant him asylum. And I think below that, or actually I should add before that, we're also starting to hear that the EU is making some statements, and that there are calls for an investigation, and that requests that Navalny be transported to Germany for treatment. I think what you're going to see is that this is going to, amongst EU leaders and EU parliamentarians, this is going to reinforce a lot of the actions against Russia, or a lot of the opposition to Russian policy. It's going to make it more difficult for those who believe that the EU and countries like Germany need to reach out to Russia and enter more into dialogue and consider taking away sanctions that have been long in place after Crimea and after some other actions by Russia. This is not going to help their case. This is going to firm up stances on both sides and firm up the divide. It's also going to make it awkward for Germany, which is already in the middle of a very awkward gas pipeline deal with Russia, the Nord Stream 2. Pipeline. There's a lot of criticism from the U.S., a lot of criticism from within the EU about this deal, and this is going to make it harder for them politically to hold this up.
Stephen, thank you very much for joining us for all the latest there.